How many levels are there in paradise? Some say 100, some, I've heard 7, right? And then people talk about there's an 8th level of paradise called Firdaus. How does this work? AlMaghrib presents Q&A with Sh.Suleiman Hani.
With regards to 7, Sabi' samawat, the 7 heavens, it's referring to something else. It's not referring to Jannah. With regards to Jannah specifically, and although it is an opinion of some scholars, you have at least a number of ahadith that indicate there are at least 100 levels in Jannah. However, the reason that many scholars, and I follow this opinion, do not believe that it's 100 levels is because one authentic hadith indicates that these 100 are reserved for a specific group of believers, al-mujahideen, and it is not for basically everyone else. That's what some scholars say. So this is why the third
before we get
possible
to that
opinion
point,
is
essentially we're going
the
with
levels
the
of Jannah are equivalent to the
first,
number of ayat
we
in the
got to look at
Quran,
what the
based
source
on
is,
an authentic hadith
right?
in which
If we
Prophet
truly
ﷺ says that Allah will tell the person of the
Prophet
Quran on the Day of Judgment,
and the
Iqra,
message- and he brought the
wartaqi,
scripture he
recite,
brought is the Quran,
and
that is true,
elevate, ascend for every ayah you
then
recite, you will rise up a
only
rank in Jannah
if
until you
that
recite the last
foundation is
ayah you
laid
can.
out,
Meaning, for every
and we
ayah you
truly
memorize,
accept
and of course you
the
retain,
reality
and we
of
hope that you're living upon,
the
you'll
paradise
rise up
and
a
hellfire.
rank in paradise. So some people hold the opinion, some scholars, and some scholars attribute this to Aisha radiallahu anha, that they believe that the levels of Jannah are equivalent to the number of ayat in the Quran, and that the one who memorizes the Quran and holds on to it, reviews it, acts upon it, will have one of many ways to
that's what I'm saying.
the
It's just
highest
like
levels
you
of
can't
Jannah,
have
and Allah
that
subhanahu
without
wa ta'ala
that.
knows best. The fourth opinion is that we simply do not know. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows best.
Now, the idea of somebody of the levels of Jannah being in relation to the number of verses in the Quran. There's also the understanding of the virtues of the people who memorize the Quran, that they will be able to intercede on behalf of however many people. So would it be a good strategy to befriend many huffaz?
Would it be a good strategy to befriend many huffaz so they can intercede for us on the Day of Judgment? Well, generally speaking, it would be a good strategy to befriend many huffaz because it's probably good companionship, generally speaking. In terms of intercession, actually, the hadith you are referencing, according to many scholars, is weak.
Okay.
Right? We can still act upon weak
You talk about
hadith.
the intercession.
Yes.
Okay.
We can still act upon some weak hadith when it comes to virtuous actions, right?
Yeah.
Hoping for, maybe that is true, hoping for an intercession of sorts.
Yeah.
We don't know how people will think on the Day of Judgment. How do you know that you're that person they will intercede for? Unless they have like a list that they've been like updating throughout their lives. Like these are the
You sign
5
a
people.
contract with them in the world, be like, yo, you're a hafiz, you're going to intercede on my
I'll do
behalf.
this for you. You intercede for me on the Day of Judgment. It would be better to be the giver and not the receiver in this case. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows best.